What's happening, peeps and peepettes? Hope you guys are having an awesome day. In this video, we are going to do the second review, or the review for the second chip that was in the pack of the Discovery, and this thing is the was it the Escort chip? Let me see what the actual name or what its designation is. Here we go. I think it's this one. Yeah, it is this one. The Shran Pilot Light Escort Tier 6. Now, by itself, I think a escort chip, so it should be small. I think it's smaller than the Defiant. If I can just size it up from what it is, from this picture right here. But we're definitely going to see it in action later in a stage of this video where I'm going to compare these two ships. Yeah, kind of looks good. Pilot ships, really highly maneuverable. Escort, very nice. Okay, so this thing also has the new Discovery themed visuals, so that's really cool. We're definitely going to take a closer look on that. Well, we're going to do the customization part. Very nice. So a top view and a side view. Very nice. Now I am going to read a little bit about this thing. Cryptic has always provided us a little bit of a backstory to what these ships are, and obviously I'm going to go through all of this text to actually understand what this ship is capable of and what actually makes it unique. And if you want to purchase it, you can make a decision, your own decision based on this video. But anyway, so this starship is also part of Discovery Pack, found in the Discovery Pack tab of the C-Store. So they're talking about the discount pack right here. If you want to buy the entire bundle, you can. You're going to get all of these ships, including this guy, the tardigrade, that is a combat pet. Very awesome. I did a review on these. The bridge officer and the combat pad. It's really cool to see this thing in action. Very nice. It's basically just like the movie. It kills off enemy by eating them and throwing them around. Very nice. But anyway, let's do the ship, and I have to scroll down. Here we go. So this ship also includes the MAG visual variant as seen in the Star Trek Discovery. Okay, so these visuals are called the MAG visuals. Okay. So, like its predecessor, the Shran class of the Light Escort began as a concept from a team of engineers trying to meet a variety of common wartime requests. A starship that didn't require too many resources to build or fly, one that packed a serious punch, and one that had the flexibility to adapt to the design at hand. Due to a combination of the prototypes found in Yard 39, at Yard 39? Okay. And convention design, that concept ended up becoming a direct successor to the MAG, but one built up to modern standards, and the ability to realize that were just dreams of some of the MAG's original engineers. The starship features a commander tactical / pilot bridge officer seat and a lieutenant universal / pilot bridge officer seat. Wow, 2 pilot bridge officers in a pilot ship. Pilot ships are highly agile craft designed to perform advanced maneuvers that can give them a deadly edge in combat. Your starship can perform a subtle maneuver in each horizontal direction, forward, backward, left, and right. Executing each maneuver will rapidly reposition your starship while granting a brief damage immunity, but cost to all available thruster fuel, which takes several seconds to recover. Now, I'm going to showcase this. It's basically like a backstab, or step to the left, to the right, or to the front. It basically gives out like really cool animation, gives like these thrusters that are ignited. Very nice. And your ship is basically going to go a couple of light years forward, backward, left, and right. That has to do with, with pilot ships, escort ships being like, the strafe and run maneuvers. So basically you can use that and then just go backwards and use the same, arc to do damage on the enemy. So that's kind of cool to see. Me personally, I don't use lots of these pilot ships. Actually, none of them. But they're kind of they have their own mechanics in the game, so it's really cool. But let's continue. This starship comes equipped with a universal console, the Graviton displacer. While active, this console distorts local gravitational forces to create a localized, highly intense gravimetric distortion shortly in front of your starship. This distortion will pull any nearby foes towards it, sorry, dealing mild kinetic damage. Affected foes will initially lose a sensor lock on your vessel due to the massive distortion. To prevent excessive stress on your starship while this is active, your maximum speed at turn rate will be limited for a short duration of time. Okay, so it's basically a decoy. Very nice. Kind of interested to see this in action right now. We will see that later. This console also provides a passive boost to the starship hull penetration and starship tactical readiness. This console may be equipped in any console slot on any ship, but you may only equip one of these consoles at any given time. After achieving level 5 in your Starship McGee class Light Escort Tier 6, you will unlock the Strike from Shadows Starship trait. While this trait is slotted, attacking a foe that does not have you targeted will placate them for a short duration. Okay, so if somebody else has aggro on a particular enemy and you target that enemy, you will placate him. So he's not going to target you, if that makes sense. All right. And you will gain a significant boost to weapon damage and critical hit chance. Ooh. Increase in weapon damage. I actually want to see what that increasement actually means, because that can increase like, a little bit of a lot. So, and especially with a crit hit chance, that's nice. In addition to decreasing to your outgoing threat generation, additional attacks on any foe who does not have you targeted will refresh the duration of these buffs. You cannot placate the same enemy more than once per 60 seconds this way. Hold on. What is he talking about here? So if you... Okay, let me read this again. In addition to decreasing your outgoing threat generation, additional attacks on any foe that does not have you targeted. Okay, so if you, let's say, just to simplify this, if you have like beam fire at will and you're targeting off like, I don't know, 4 or 5 enemies, all of those enemies that do not have you targeted are going to increase your weapon damage and also your critical hit chance. I wonder if that's true. I wonder if this thing like stacks up. Because it doesn't say here that it stacks up, but it only says refresh the duration of these buffs. So, I don't know if this is going to be a good thing if you have beam fire at will, just keeping the example, or if it's going to increase. We are definitely going to take a closer look on this. Okay, so we got a hull modifier of 0.95 that scales with your level. That's nice. So this ship you can actually use from level 11, I believe you come out of like the tutorial in the Federation side. So you can basically use this ship all the way to level 65 when you're leveling a tune. So that's very nice. It's only going to cost you 12,000 Zen if you if you want to have the entire pack. Now, there was a couple of comments in the previous video that I did with the battle cruiser that was in the same pack. Like, there were a couple of you guys asking, like, can these ships be obtained individually? That I do not know. I do not believe so. I think they are part of the pack, maybe, or at least for now they're not. Maybe, in a later... maybe after 2-3 months or something like that, Cryptic might actually give these ships like individual for purchases. But as it is right now, these are part of the pack, and they basically want you to buy the entire pack and not just something that you want. Because, you know, when you're buying like in bulk, there is always something that you're not going to use. Let's say those bridge officers that are not really useful. But, you know, it's good. You know, buy the entire pack. It's just more Admiralty slots, ships that you have that you can use to farm stuff, and bridge officer, you know, bridge officer are bridge officers, right? Why not have them to have them? Anyway, shield modifier of 0.80. So right off the bat, we can see that survivability on this thing is going to be a little bit of an issue. Shield modifiers do not have enough points in them, and also the hull modifier. So you definitely are not going to be able to shield tank or hull tank with this thing. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem. But it has 4 weapons on the front and 2 weapons on the aft that are also going to scale with you when you level. So you can definitely use that, or at least use this ship to level up. Room for 2 devices. Bridge officers, we are going to take a closer look in this in space. But console modification, 4 tactical, 3 engineering, 3 science, that are also will scale up with your when you level this thing. So I don't know if this is something for new players to use. I highly recommend playing a little bit, seeing what the game mechanics actually is before you are willing to put a lot of resources into obtaining this thing, because it is going to do a lot of damage. 4 tactical console slots, 3 engineering, survivability might be an issue, and also for science stuff might also be an issue. It's a really rounded out ship, but you still need to know what you're doing because of the low hit points in shields and also in hull. Base turn rate of 12 degrees per second, so this thing is going to make donuts around the enemy, so keep that in mind. It's going to be turning a lot faster with an impulse modifier of 0.23 with an inertia rating of 80, plus 15 to weapon power, and also plus 5 to engine power. Now we can see right here off the bat, and I hope this is not a typo, so this thing comes with plus 20 power in total. We saw on the battlecruiser that had an extra plus 10. I don't know what it is about that battlecruiser, why it needs so much power, but at the back, at the baseline, it had plus 30 to its power, so that's cool. This thing does not have that. This thing has plus 15 to weapon power, plus 5 power to engine, so it's going to do a lot of damage and it's going to move really fast. Also comes with pilot maneuver, can load dual cannons, also dual heavy cannons, something that I definitely would recommend, dual heavy cannons on this thing, because it is pointing toward the enemy really quickly, so you know you can do dual heavy cannons, and sorry, and then just use the pilot mechanics just to, you know, to strafe back and then hit them again. So I would definitely use cannons or dual heavy cannons on this thing. Also that universal console, the Graviton displacer, and also experimental weapon slot equipped with the hypercharged field projector. Alright. Starship package radar, so precise weapon, tactical maneuver, enhanced weapon system, enhanced weapon banks, and strike from the shadow. That is that starship trait that is going to increase your critical hit chance and also your weapon damage. Wow. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go cut the video right here. I'm going to go to the customization, do all of the customization, also the different material types, and go into space, see the comparison, how big this ship is if you compare it to the Lucari scout ship, the Dorito, the Triangle. After that, we are going to take this thing in combat and see how well it's going to perform. Now, I don't know if I have any dual heavy cannons, but that is something that I need to buy maybe from the exchange. But anyway, I'll be right back with the customization part of this video. All right, so here we are at the customization. Now there are two different templates we can use on this thing. It's kind of like This is really simple. They were definitely true to what they were saying. You can actually see that there is a saucer section and 2 warp nacelles. That's it. That is it on this ship. So we have template of the McGee right here, and we have the Shran. That's kind of like the same, but it looks a little bit beefier. It has like, you know, it has a little bit of oh, it actually looks the same upside down or just, you know, inverted or whatever. Nice. Kind of like that. But you can definitely see that the deflector dish and the Bussard collectors right there are pointing forwards, and you can actually see that the engines right here, the impulse engines with the engine wake, are going to be at the back. If you look up closely, obviously. Now the interior is just the standard bridge that we see on the Discovery, and I'm not going to show you guys the bridge because it's been featured in TV shows, and also I've also saw didn't show it. I did show it on the battle cruiser, so it's basically the same ship. So I'm not going to show that. It's gonna make for a I think a better experience overall, because it's not going to be too long of a video. We have, how many windows we got? We got 8 windows, 8 different windows. So, oh, okay. So this one you can actually zoom in more. Look at that. This is perfect. Thank you, Cryptic, for actually making it happen that we can actually see this ship a little bit closer. That is definitely something that I was bitching about, if I can actually say that, on the other videos, because we cannot actually zoom in a lot. But anyway, these are the windows that are going to change. All of these lights up here if I go through this list. Now we have the McGee selected right here, and I'm going to go back and forth, and you guys can actually see the different types of windows that we are seeing right here. So between the McGee and type 1 right here, and type 1 and type 2, and then type 2 and type 3. It kind of takes a little bit to load whenever I'm asking the computer to load a new window type. So if I go over to number 4 right here, it's going to flicker out a little bit. There. And 5. And 6. Oh, I like 6. And type 0. I don't know, which one do you guys actually prefer? I'm actually going to leave it at the normal version. Now the Shran also has basically the different or the same window types. Kind of liking this one a little bit better though, because it's definitely a bigger, brighter color to be had. All right, so I am going to showcase the, oh my god, so many different types of material. Okay, so 7 is the way that this ship comes out of the box. We are going to start off with the McGee, and we are going to use Discovery type Era 1. Type 2. Not really enjoying type 2 though. It does give that reflection, but it's not really my cup of tea. Type 3, it's a little bit darker. We can actually see that this thing has been, or at least it gives the impression that this thing has seen a little bit of battle. It's battle scarred. Type 4, a little bit more darker in its details. I do love these, or at least these are representing of like the vents or the exhaust from the warp nacelles. Very nice. There's probably some kind of technical term that I really don't remember what they're called. The last part of the oh, that I like. of the warp nacelle, there should be some kind of really scientific Star Trek name for these things that I currently don't know. But I'm liking the Type 5 of the Discovery era material type. That is very beautiful to me. Alright, moving on to the NX version. Kind of liking the NX version as well. Nice. Alright, let's see underneath. Has a little bit of the Terran visuals. Alright, the NX refit. I do apologize if I'm going too quickly. I normally take my time when doing all of these different material types, but there are so many and there are 2 templates, and then this video should not be too long. Type 0. Oh my god, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it because I did the same thing yesterday with the battle cruiser and the different material types, and this thing is a beast. Look at that. How beautiful is that? You know, it's like the simple things are usually the more attractive. This is like the old Enterprise version of material types that they're using right here. The original series. Wow, that is definitely cool. I want to fly this thing like that. Anyway, this is Type 1. A little bit beefier, a little bit more on the timeline that we are currently on. Moving on to Type 2, a little bit darker. Very cool. Type 3 is a little bit more darker. Kind of comes to with a theme, like, you know, number 1, number 2, number 3, and then it goes a little bit darker until we get to number 4, and it's like totally. I used to love this design though. I used to fly my ships, and I'm talking about like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, when they didn't have this many options for ships. I used to fly or at least the ships that I was flying, I used to fly them like these, with these material types, like the darker version. Somehow I found that really interesting. Type 5 right now. Okay. Not really enjoying Type 5. I don't know what it is, but doesn't fit this ship. Type 6 is really bright. Alright, Type 7. Ooh, I like Type 7, but this is the way that this ship came out of the box. That's why I'm kind of liking it. They basically picked up the best material types to have this ship. So, and that is Type 7, obviously. That's the best of them. Okay, so we got 8. 8 has a little bit on both sides, to be honest, a little bit of a, what you call it, the original Star Trek theme and the black of Type 7. So it's like a mixture of those two, or at least for my viewpoint. And Type 8B, a little bit darker. Kind of liking Type B more than Type A though. I don't know what it is, but it's like badass. I like it. Okay, so you got the upgraded version of this thing, so you have a little bit of a real glow and really high reflection rate of the sunlight on top. Very nice. Kind of looks like a UFO, right, with this saucer section right here. And the veteran class. Now, I don't know if you guys actually enjoy the veteran skin. Me personally, I don't actually use it on most of my ships because I normally do like vanity shields, or they got overridden by some kind of like different space sets. But these are really beautiful to have on your ship. All right, let's do the Shran. So Shran comes again with type 7, so we got type 1 right here on the other side. And we got type 2 right here. Type 3. Oh, I'm liking the blue Bussard collectors. That's really nice. I'm loving that that color scheme that they're using. Very nice. Type 4. Ooh, this thing turned dark. Ooh, red. Oh, that is badass. I want the Bussard collectors to be red the whole time, not blue. Type 5. Orange. Not really suiting for this particular ship. Alright, so the NX version, wow. Kind of liking that. Kind of liking this entire material that they're using for the NX version. Wow. Very beautiful. NX refit. So it's like the refit is like a upgraded material type, upgraded ship. It's like retrofitted. Type 0. Oh my god, this thing is beautiful. This thing is gorgeous like this. All ship in Star Trek Online should be having this material type. Wow. And ooh, look at this thing. This deflector dish has like some kind of like green grades right here that are protecting. I don't know if they're part of like opening up like the no, I don't think so. That's just a template. That's just wishful thinking. But I do wanted to say to all of you guys, remember that all of the ships like from like 4 or 5 months ago, from now on you can also 3D print all of these ships. Now I'm not getting paid or I'm not getting sponsored by Star Trek Online by to mention this, so this is not like a paid advertisement for them. But if you really if you really like a particular ship and you really like want to have like a physical replica of that ship, you can definitely 3D print that ship of yours. It is costly a little bit. That's why I have not done so for myself, because I really enjoy lots and lots of ships that I fly, and I definitely want to have a big collection, but costs a lot though. Even the smaller ships, or the smaller sizes of them. Type 2. And speaking of that, I do want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on my channel on YouTube. You basically, if you scroll down a little bit on to the left, there is a join button that you guys can press if you want to. You can actually endorse me a little bit. Not mandatory, definitely not, but if you guys are seeing something new in my videos that has to do with that, you can basically, I don't know if you guys watch Twitch, and you basically on Twitch you can actually endorse or subscribe to somebody's channel, and basically he gets a little bit of profit from your subscription. Like I think it's like $5 a month or something like that, and the majority goes to the person that you are following. And on YouTube I actually got the same deal going on, so you can definitely subscribe to me. Obvious for free on YouTube. Everything is free, obviously, but there is also another button, and that's the button that I'm actually talking about right now. So if you guys want to support, there is a button right there. You can actually just like on Twitch, help the person out. In my case, help me a little bit. Though it is definitely all of my videos are going to be free. Nothing is going to change at all, and that's the way I want to keep it actually. But YouTube actually mailed me like, hey, you're doing a good job. Here is a button for all of your community to support you financially a little bit more than they do already, because you guys are awesome, and there's no denying that. You guys are in the comment section are going crazy in the likes and stuff like that, and sharing of videos, so that is really cool. But I am showcasing this ship, material type number 5, number 6 right here. Ooh, that is really bright. But if you don't know what that button is or what it actually does, that's the short version, the short explanation. I'm going to make a video about it, what it actually is. Now, type 7 is how the ship, or at least how we are going to review, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time showcasing that. Type 8, very nice. Very, very nice. That's all what I'm going to say. Type 8B. Upgraded version. Wow, this is taking way too long. I am sorry guys, but this is how it is these days. We all want to have options on our ship, and Cryptic has provided lots and lots of options for us to fly our ships. And to be honest, there are so many ships in the game, so many different visuals, so many different material types. You can spend hours and hours and hours before you actually fly this ship, customizing it. And it's like, I think they're overdoing it a little bit as of late. Too many ships, too many customization, but that is just my opinion. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Now, you can obviously mismatch components, you know, different material types for your hull, and also different material types for either nacelles right here. And there is always pattern overlays that you can put on your ship, like I'm doing right now, and I'm going to colorize them a little bit so you guys can actually see what kind of customization can be done on this ship. What is a good color? Blue. Here we go. So this part right here, you can colorize. That has to do with, you know, wherever the patterns are going to be located at. There. So you can definitely change out a lot of customization with this ship. And right now I'm going to cut the video again, and you guys are going to see me in space comparing this ship to a different ship, the Lucari Scout ship. Alrighty, so here we are in space with the comparison between these two ships. Now, the one that we are currently flying, this one is the Pilot Escort ship. It is definitely smaller than the Lucari Scout ship in its cross section. It's definitely the same as, you know, in height. Obviously, you can see that the warp nacelle is like bigger than the saucer section, and really cool to see. Really highly maneuverable. You guys have no idea. It's like zoom everywhere. What else to say about it? I mean, is a general rule of thumb in Star Trek. The bigger the ship, the more bulky, and it's not going to turn. But the smaller the ship, the highly maneuverable it is going to be. And this thing also featured this as because it is a pilot, it also has this mechanic, so you can basically strafe right, left, up, or forward and backward whenever this gauge is full. And as you guys see, it is definitely full right now. So we can use that to do like a strafing maneuver, forward, backward, left and right. But we can actually see these two ships. This, what is this official name? Light Pilot Escort. It is a light pilot escort ship. Somebody just warped out. Okay, so yeah, this is a light pilot escort ship, and it is smaller than the Lucaris Scout. Now, if I go to the statistics with my particular build, and I should say I don't have any skills or any, really cool console or, space set equipped on this thing. And you can actually see that the turning rate is 7.3 degrees when I'm not moving, and when I'm moving at full impulse with the base amount of shielding, the level less shields, this thing has 26.6 degrees per second. Now, those flames that you guys are seeing coming from the exhaust of the engines, the impulse engines, that is a trait of mine. So that is turning, or at least that is helping a little bit with the turn rate and all that, but it's not a lot. So if I go full power to engines, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Holy moly. Okay, my engine is still going up. Okay, 105, 39.9. Is this guy's turn rate. That's insane. Insane, I tell you. And this is just the base gear. Nothing has been upgraded. Definitely not to Mark 15. No consoles or anything like that. And it's turning on a dime, as they say. So let me go over to the Starship Masteries. So we got level 1. +5 in accuracy rating, level 2, +5 defense, level 3, kinetic and energy based damage by 10%. Level 4, 15% in critical severity, and the last one, level 5, strikes from shadow. Now, I was actually interested in the numbers for this. So, buffs for buffs, buffs. It's buffs. Buffs on attacking foe that is not targeting you when damaging a foe that doesn't have you targeted. To self for 30 seconds. It decreases stat generation by 60%. Wow, that's a lot. 5% critical chance, okay. 5% bonus old damage, so that's category 2. Wow. 5% bonus old damage, I like that. Placate target for 12 seconds or until you deal a X amount of damage to the jammed target. Placate can only occur once per 60 seconds per foe. Okay, it doesn't say here that these buffs are going to stack up. Now, the bottom part about the placate, I really don't care about that, and I don't think nobody cares about that part. But the 30 seconds that decreases a threat generation for 60 seconds, that I like. And also +5 critical chance, and also old bonus old damage. I don't think that these things are going to stack up though, because if you have like 4 buffs of these going at once, stacking together, you're going to have like +20% critical chance, and also +20% in bonus old damage. That's going to be too much. So I don't think that these are going to stack though. Yeah, I don't think that these are going to stack. Okay, so let me give you guys a rundown. So 4 weapons on the front, 2 on the aft, and an experimental, and then just the basic standard room for your space set, deflector engines, warp core, And shields, room for 2 devices, 3 for the engineering console, 3 for the science console, and 4 for the tactical console. I am a little bit worried why this ship does not have 11 console slots and only has 10 console slots. But I guess with 10 console slots, this thing is overpowered already. So yeah. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to do a bridge tour, but I do want to give you guys the Admiralty card. So let me just look that up real quick. All right, so this is the Admiralty card, Shran Light Pilot Escort, with 2 stars in its rarity. So it's definitely not something high-end, if you want to use the Admiralty terms and go off of just the card right here. 2 stars, definitely not good. But 28 points in engineering, 58 points in tactical, 26 in engineering with 18 hours in maintenance. So we got +8 in science, plus engineering per tactical ship. Okay, so equip this one plus 2 tactical ship, you're going to get +18 in science and also +18 in engineering points. Very nice. 18 hours in maintenance after use, obviously. And it's unreserved because it's not being utilized. Very nice, very cool. The information of these hypercharged field projector, let me just go to more details. The experimental hypercharged field projector deals shield bypassing electrical damage to the nearest target with the nearest impeccable accuracy on a very high rate of fire. However, the overall strength of the electrical field tapers significantly over range, making its range more limited than other weapons for most purposes. It may be equipped like a standard weapon, sought out for another experimental placed in other experimental weapons slots. All right. To self-enables mode for what? Enables A mode for 0.25 seconds. What? What is A mode? Enables A mode for... I have no idea what they mean by that. To self enables A mode. Enables A mode. So A is like a system, or I don't know. Maybe they forgot to remove this line up here. Maybe that's just confusing me. Anyway, yada yada. I just read that. 360-degree targeting arc, 5 kilometers sphere. Oh, 5 kilometer sphere? Shouldn't be like 10 kilometers? That's weird. Plus 20 in accuracy rating to the nearest target, X amount of electrical damage with 2,942.1 DPS with 100 shield penetration, 100% shield penetration, and also decreases dramatically with distance from target. If you want to have this weapon be more effective, put some point in Starship weapon training. That's going to improve all weapon damage. Very nice. How much damage does it do right here? So it does electrical damage with my particular build, 1,471.1. Now that does not say anything about this weapon as a weapon. That has to do with, my particular build. I don't have any skills. That's why it's really low. And I don't have the necessary duty officers. No, duty officers definitely makes an impact on the weapon output. And also bridge officers with their skills and traits. Yeah, so my character, baseline damage. Okay, so I'm not going to do a bridge tour. I already did one on the battlecruiser, so I'm going to take this thing right away to a patrol mission. And we did the Argala, so I'm going to do Japori just to mix it up a little bit. And I'm seeing that my bridge officer at default did a good job of, placing themselves at the necessary position. So I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm going to go over to the Japori and see how this thing is going to perform in combat while I'm going to use weapons as my primary system. But anyway, I'll cut the video right now and see you guys in a little bit. Now, as I mentioned, Japor is going to be where we are going to test this ship a little bit out on the Nausicaans. Now, let me just use everything that is available to me. And here we go. Now, as you guys can see, lots of dual, or at least cannons that we are doing. Oh, this thing is definitely taking a lot of damage. Ow, 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 that is going to hit me as well. And it did. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Now, whoa, what did I do? Okay, so, okay, that happened. Okay, so I used my, oh, that plasma is going to come and it's going to hit me. Move. Okay, good. I might actually die. No, okay, good. So I just use the pilot ability, and I'm going to showcase that going to the right here. If you double tap the D key or the directional keys twice, it's going to move the ship in that direction. So let me just heal myself a little bit. Here we go. I'm going to double tap D in 3, 2, 1. There it goes. So it basically moved the ship to its right. And when this meter fills up, you can basically use the same deal going forward, like I'm going to do right now, double tapping the W key in 3, 2, 1. There, it basically goes forward and backward, and to the left is basically all of them have the same functionality. So let's go into combat a little bit more, and then we can actually use this universal console. So here we go in 3, 2, 1 and click. Ooh! Ooh, look at that! Oh, look at that! That is cool! Oh, that is awesome! Oh man, I love that! So it basically grabbed... Ooh, that hit me hard. I don't know what that was, but that hit me hard. Okay, so this thing, it basically grabbed everybody in like some kind of like tractor beam in front of me, like gravity well kind of type deal. And everybody that was in that vicinity was coming with me. So basically very useful if you want to take out all of the enemy that are guarding a particular... okay, let me just continue. That are guarding a particular location or something like that, and you can basically pull them away. Oh, that is cool. That is very nice. So affected dead or alive, fall within for 10 seconds, fall within 6 kilometers, pulled in front of you, placate the target to self-flight and turn rate set to 10 and flight speed set to 75. Also going to do kinetic damage. Okay, the last part has to do with my, I think it's my ability, cycle haste for energy weapons for 10 seconds. Wow, that's cool. I like that. Come on, hurry up. I want to use it again. Where? Oh, here we go. I was thinking like, what is going on? Where are my enemies? Now, as you guys can see, this ship does not have really cool shields. That's why I'm actually dying again. No, I survived this one. Oh, that plasma is going to do me. Okay, good. Oh, there we go. So if you equip some better shields on this thing and some really cool engines and deflector dish and warp core, basically everything equipped the way it should be, you can dish out lots and lots of damage. Now, I'm not interested in me dying, but I am interested in using this ability again. Or shall I wait? No, I'm going to wait for the next wave that are going to come. And this guy is dead already. Let's go to this guy and kill that guy off as well. Boom. I love that ability. It fills up the entire screen. Okay, the next wave should drop in any second, because this guy is dead. Oh, that plasma torpedo is actually going to... Okay. Ah, it did hit me. Okay, so we are going to go right up with these guys and take them with us. I'm actually going to use evasive maneuvers and then... Go! There we go. Got them trapped. Can we use evasive maneuvers? Yeah, we can. And we can actually pull them with us to the left or to the right. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, I'm actually going to grab this universal console. I'm going to put it somewhere where I can actually use it a little bit better. Graviton displacer. That's how it is designated by Star Trek. Oh, that is so cool. I'm actually loving that part. Now, you guys, I do want to emphasize this a little bit more. Even though I'm dying like, I don't know, 4 times or 5 times right now, I'm not focusing on combat. The second part is I don't have really good skill setup. My skills are not even allocated to, it's not filled up. Also not really good on the consoles. The basic gear that I'm using also means 5 deaths. So I'm not doing this ship any justice by displaying it and saying like, hey, this is a bad ship. This is a good ship, but you basically need to know what you are doing. If you don't know what you are doing in Star Trek, don't use pilots or don't use escorts, because these things are basically, we used to have a term for these things, a glass cannon. It dishes out lots of DPS, lots of, power to, killing off the enemy really quickly, but they don't take, a lot of beating very well. So shields are weak. The hull is very weak, so it's not going to shield tank or hull tank. It's going to do lots and lots of DPS towards the enemy. It has that this pilot mechanic, so you can basically, come across to the left or to the right or front or back from your enemy, and it can do that really quickly. But it also sacrifices survivability a little bit just to dish out the DPS. So keep that in mind. If you don't know what you're doing, stay away from these ships. These are not for you. Yeah, nothing more to say. I mean, you basically saw everything that has to do with this ship. The only thing that I didn't display is this, but this has to do with me leveling this ship all the way to level 5, and that's going to take a lot. But it really definitely sounds interesting. Strike from Shadows. Only question that I have that I basically already answered is these the buffs right here. They are not going to be able to stack up. So it is 5% critical chance and also 5% bonus all damage for the next 30 seconds. And 30 seconds is a lot for 5% critical chance and also 5% bonus all damage. So just for the trait, I'm definitely going to level this thing up, but unfortunately that's going to take a long time, more than I have to make this video. So I'm going to say that's it for this video. Hope you guys had a little bit of fun and entertainment coming out of my channel, and this thing is really awesome. Look at that. I just love it. It's basically like a gravity well on the front of your ship, and it looks really cool. But anyway, hope you had a little bit of fun and knowledge coming out of my channel. Love to see you guys on the next video, and I'm going to say take care for now. Later.